Hi everyone, it's Riya and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be sharing with you my February bullet journal setup, and I know that I haven't done a video in quite a while now, so I will be trying to catch up. So be sure to stay tuned and click the subscribe button to get notifications of when I might have new videos. But for now, let's get started with the bullet journal setup. So the supplies that I'm using in this video is obviously my bullet journal. And then I'm using a black biro and a pencil and a rubber. And I'm also using my Crayola Super Tips, and I'm using a grey, pink and yellow one. This is to match with the theme. So my main idea for the theme was this grey wrapping paper that's got these coloured hearts all over it. Some of them are glittery and then some of them are just normal. So I'm using that as sort of like an accent colour throughout the theme. So to match with that paper, I did choose the grey, pink and yellow Super Tips because those are the main colours that were on the paper. So the theme is hearts, and the font that I'm using is like a bubble writing, but it's like a mix between some letters being capital and some letters being lowercase. I'm also using the Tombow Food No Suke brush pens to do some calligraphy. I got these really recently and I did plan on doing a review on them, I just haven't got around to it. So hopefully I will get the chance to do a review in the future. But anyways, back to the spread. As you can see, I used the coloured heart paper to create like a sort of like a frame effect for the main title page. Then I wrote February in the bubble font and then 2021 in the calligraphy. And then on the other side I made a calendar. I didn't want to do a calendar on a full double spread this time because I noticed that I don't really refer to them or use them much. So I made a box, split it into 7x4, and then for the numbers of the days, I just drew a little coloured dot using those three main colours of Super Tips I was using and wrote the date in each of them. And then above, I used more of the coloured paper to write the days of the week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I wrote that using my Tombow Food No Suke brush pen. Underneath that, I just wrote goals so that I can fill out some of the things that I want to get done and that are my main goals for the month. Moving on, we have my mood and habit tracker spread. Now, I didn't want to focus too much on my bullet journal this month because I noticed that last month I didn't use it a lot. So instead, I compiled my mood tracker, my habit tracker, my playlist and my to-do list all onto one page. So along the top, I have my mood tracker in one of the first boxes, and the other four I'll use for my habit trackers. Underneath that, I have what's called a self-care menu. This is basically just a way of being able to remember that there are things that you can do to make yourself feel chill, I guess, and just to have some free time. And underneath, I wrote a quote saying, "The time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time." On the other side, we have my playlist and a to-do list, and I just did these in a simple box. This theme was quite minimalistic. I didn't want to go too all out for the theme and the drawings, which is why it's mainly just boxes and the simple bubble letter font. So because I had compiled all of those pages that would be in between my title page and weekly spreads, I went straight on to my weekly spreads because I didn't have any other things I needed to add. So for this one, I put the coloured paper in the corner. Then along the top, I wrote Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And in the hearts underneath, I wrote the date. And the colours that I coloured the heart in actually are the same as the colours that I did the dots for on the calendar page. And I continued with that throughout the whole theme. I split off a section at the top underneath the hearts that I drew to write events. Then on the side column that I created with the coloured heart paper, I wrote February and week 1. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you'll know that this is something that I try to consistently keep up with. So that's the month, the week, and the monthly overview mini calendar. So I wrote all those out on a separate piece of the same paper that is, the natural paper of the book, and I stuck that on top. Next, we have week 2 spread. So for this one, I wanted to include a Dutch door. So on one spread, I put 3 days, and on the second one, I put 2 days so I could cut off the edge. and then flip it around to have the last 2 days of the week on the other side of the double spread Dutch door thing. That made no sense, but you'll see what I mean in a minute when it goes to that clip. And to make a nice border along the side, I drew some hearts, so it gave it sort of like a bumpy effect edge. So as you can see here, this is what I meant when I said I'd put the last 2 days of the week on the opposite side of the Dutch door. Now, of course, I had a whole other page to play with, so I decided to put events in like a column, which actually gave each day a lot of space. I don't know if I'll use it that much, but this is just like a way of testing out different spreads that I like and spreads that I don't like. And again, I used some of that heart paper and ripped it off in this ripped effect, which, by the way, you may have noticed I do. What? That made no sense. But I used like instead of cutting it, I rip it. I just feel like this gives it more of an authentic feel and effect. And anyways, as I was saying, I wrote February and week 2 and then the mini calendar underneath. And the same as before, I used the same colours of the coloured dots on the calendar to fill in the boxes that refer to each day in the weekly spread. I'm also continuing to use the bubble font and the calligraphy. As you can see, the page looks a bit plain and boring, and this isn't really like what I do with most of my spreads. So at the end, after I'd finished filming, I went back and you'll see I added a bit more colour and some washi tape, but you'll see that at the end. For now, here is week 3. This time I just decided to oh god, I'm sorry, I can't even talk today. So for this spread, I decided to split the double spread into 8s. And for the first 8th, I, of course, repeated the February, week 3 and mini calendar. And I used more of that coloured heart wrapping paper. And, of course, the bubble font. I never really thought about doing this bubble font before because I always thought it was such like a childish thing that you do when, you're younger. And then I thought, well, calligraphy is more sophisticated. But in this month, I decided to ignore that because I realised how creative and sort of carefree it looked. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but I was trying to go for a different vibe for this month's setup. Finally, we have week 4. So like all my other weekly spreads, I am creating an events section. So that's what I'm doing here. And of course, using the same colours as on the calendar. God, I'm so sorry. I can't even talk today. As I was saying, this time I decided to use a calligraphy font to write out the words. So for each of the boxes, I used the calligraphy font to sort of like a banner across the top to write the day. And then in the corner, I wrote the actual date. And I did exactly that throughout all the 7 boxes. And of course, I've got the free space in the corner, which, as I'm sure you all expected, I used to write February, week 4, and the mini calendar. Of course, not forgetting to use the coloured heart paper. So this month, as I said, I wanted a really minimalistic theme, and I'm quite pleased with how it turned out in the end, as you'll see in my flip through, which is about to come up. And I've also noticed that lately I haven't really been using my bullet journal as much, so I decided this month just to see how much do I really use it, which is why I created less spreads. Of course, I know that you don't have to fill in your bullet journal every day, but I do try to make sure that I've got at least something for each day. So yeah, I think this spread will work in the way that I want it to, in the sense that I can focus more on writing in my diary rather than having to fill out all the mood trackers and habit trackers, which is oh my god, I'm so sorry, I literally can't talk today. Anyways, I'm gonna try to focus more on writing. Now here's the flip through. So where I wrote February, I actually outlined it in a silver highlighter just to see how it would look. And I'm quite pleased with how it turned out, but I decided that outlining each of the bubble font letters in the colour scheme colours would look better, which is why I did that for the rest of it. You'll also see I added this shiny silver washi tape. It's actually the only washi tape I have, and I guess it's just kind of luck that I was using silver washi tape and a grey coloured wrapping paper with the hearts on it. So if you guys want to see more content like this where I'm creating bullet journal spreads, please feel free to go check out my channel, and please do subscribe, comment, like, and yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like I said at the beginning in the intro, I will be trying to upload more because there was of course that period of time where I didn't upload much. So yeah, be sure to come back to my channel and check out all the cool content that I have. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please go subscribe, like and comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye!